Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host Red. Video today from Dating Right. He covered a great topic. Texas now will charge moms $500 fine for trying to prevent fathers from seeing their child. That is a wonderful step forward. Guys, we're winning. Men are starting to win on some of these laws changing. So please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And let's get to that chow. It's chow time.
Okay, so starting September 1st, your county or your municipality, of course, if you live in Texas, can now issue a fine up to $500 for those interfering with child custody orders.
Ladies, get on in here. Fellas, y'all can come on in too. Just sit in the back. Don't make too much noise. Stop denying these fathers their legal visitation time with their kids.
What if the non-custodial parent does not pick up the child on the visitation day and tries to pick them up on the next day?
I only wanna come over, put it on them. I got that whoa na na na.
This is huge. This is probably one of the biggest implications in a long time now to help fix the fatherlessness issue and the single mother issue. If they can get this going in most states where fathers can see their kids and women can't use it as leverage or some kind of, what was it? It's like something using it against their exes and the fathers. This makes it so at least fathers can still be in their kids' lives. This is wonderful.
Hey, what's going on, good people? Now, we all have heard that Florida has recently got rid of the permanent alimony, and also Tennessee for having a law that women can go to jail for filing a false paternity. So now we have Texas going after those bitter baby mamas. I'm not gonna hold you. Let's get right into it.
I'm a Texas attorney, so anything that I discuss on this TikTok only applies to Texas. And honey, I got some tea for my non-custodial parents. So come in, sit down, get comfortable. Since I'm giving out the tea, don't forget your tea. Okay, so starting September 1st,
This attorney's cute.
your county or your municipality, of course, if you live in Texas, can now issue a fine up to $500 for those interfering with child custody orders. More specifically, Texas Family Code 157.551, also known as House Bill 969, is a code that you can look and read on your own about this new code that's coming into effect on September 1st.
Oh shit, it went into effect today.
More specifically, the state of Texas is basically recognizing that the courts are backed up. And they understand that you litigants need a different way or a different remedy to enforce your child custody orders.
Agreed.
Heck, I got another idea. These fines need to start at $1,000 and up, and it should be deducted from the child support payment. I bet if they take it from that child support payment, these women stop playing around.
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't know what this means for you, because Texas is actually leaving it up to the county or the municipality to enforce or bring this ordinance into play. But the way I see it, it's a win-win situation, because typically my clients or people that I talk to, when they're being denied possession of their child, they must file an enforcement with the court. However, Texas is now saying you can still file an enforcement with the court, but if someone is violating the child custody order, now they can be issued a fine. And I think this is wonderful for those parents who maybe they don't even have money to file an enforcement.
We all know which parent we're talking about mostly. It's mostly going to be fathers. And this is a wonderful thing for fathers. And mothers, sucks to be you if you're fucking trying to prevent your kid from seeing their fathers and being a bitch about it.
I guess she's referring to men who are already paying child support and don't
I love Dating Right.
have the extra money to file a court grievance on visitation rights. I'm not sure about that, but somebody help me out in the comments below.
So I gotta call the baby mamas out. If you are withholding that child from their daddy, You better hope your county don't put this law into effect. And if you are being denied possession of your children, or if the other parent is withholding the child and you have a custody order in place, give me a call and let me fix it.
That's right, ladies. That equality doesn't seem so fun now, does it?
Nope.
Don't ask. Is there a chance? No! Girl.
Applause to states like Texas just for stepping up for the average man. The entire U.S., hell, the world need to pay attention to this and follow suit.
Ladies,
I agree.
get on in here.
This is why when I saw this video come up from Dating Right, I just had to do it. And, shout outs again to Dating Right. I love that he, gets a lot of this information and everything that I couldn't get. And we share each other's videos. This is about the community. This is just information for you guys, men, to understand, absorb, and hopefully, get to use to your advantage here and there too.
Yeah, fellas, y'all can come on in too. Just sit in the back. Don't make too much noise. Stop denying these fathers their legal visitation time with their kids. Stop. And I am only talking to the people who have a court order in place. If you do not have a court order, it is a free-for-all. Do whatever it is you want to do. And if you don't have a court order and you don't like how things are being done, hire an attorney and get you one. For my ladies who do have a court order in place, let me tell you what happened in court today. Let me warn you again. So I had a hearing today. My client's spouse took all the money out of their joint bank account. Different story for another day. But we were there pretty early and there was another hearing going on. So the hearing was an enforcement, and like I've told you many times on this page, that an enforcement is a lawsuit that you file when someone is violating the court order. So if someone isn't paying you child support on time, you file an enforcement. If someone isn't letting you see your children, you file an enforcement.
Oh, okay. The father can just file an enforcement. Hey, I'm editing this video and learning at the same time.
Enforcement. If someone isn't letting you see your children, you file an enforcement. So at this particular hearing, the father had filed an enforcement because he was not able to see his kids because the mom had been withholding them. I've told y'all many a times, the videos are posted, that one of the main punishments for an enforcement is jail time. The slammer, the clanker, clank, clank. You know what happened at the end of that hearing? She was sentenced to 10 days in jail. Mother's Day is Sunday. She will spend Mother's Day in jail. It ain't worth it. Let these men see their kids. It ain't worth it.
And it's really a freaking shame that people have to be forced just to do the right thing.
Right?
If you have a real legal, valid reason for withholding your kids, then you have to do something about it. You have to file a modification, bring it to the court's attention, and ask them to modify that court order. Ask them to change visitation, maybe to no overnights, or maybe if it's really serious, supervised visits. But you can't just do nothing and just violate the court order. You have to do something, or this is what you'll be hearing outside of your front door. And seeing blue and red lights. And you don't want that.
We have seen stuff like this go on for decades.
Yeah, we have.
It is really crazy that these same women can have a baby out here with these men, but as soon as the relationship fails or is over, all of a sudden she can't trust that man being the father and being around that child. It's like, come on now.
For our witnesses, Senator Menendez.
Thank you very much. Steve, you're aware of the fact that many of us in the building have worked on this issue for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And at times you and I have been on the opposite side of the issue, because I just wanted what the lady here just referred to, that children have access to both parents. If there's no extenuating circumstance that they shouldn't.
Sure.
And if someone, the non-custodial parent has court orders, and I don't want the custody of the parents to be weaponized.
Yes, sir.
And to just because of your personal problems with your ex, you don't let your children see their other parent. And so I think I want to just say thank you to all of y'all for finally someone coming up with a solution that I hope fixes this.
This is a good solution.
I've heard from many of my small police departments that they can time the calls they get from certain parents by the month that they're going to get called to that house because the certain parent does not want to let them see their children.
Yes. So it looks like we're starting to see a lot more men laws become active, because
so
we all
awesome,
know that
dude.
in a situation where one parent is trying to stop the other parent from...
We're doing it, guys. Like part of the MGTOW movement, part of the Passport Bro movement, the manosphere itself. We're changing laws. It looks like the men's right activists are definitely being able to do things for us now, and it's wonderful. This is wonderful for fathers. This is wonderful for men. Well, we got 3 states now that are changing things. Florida, no more permanent alimony. Tennessee, paternity fraud. Now Texas, no more preventing your kids from seeing you. Laws are changing. Yes.
Seeing a child, it's usually the woman trying to prevent a man from
It's
seeing
usually
his child because she's upset that he got a new girlfriend.
Because usually she's the custodial parent. That's why.
She's upset that, he's moved on. We can go on and on of her reasons why. Once again, these are the type of laws that men need to stand on and get behind. I don't care if the lawmaker is a Democrat or Republican.
What if the non-custodial parent does not pick up the child on the visitation day and tries to pick them up on the next day? For this question, there's no clear-cut answer. We have to be reasonable. So if they provide you with notice that they're going to miss, if it's Friday and then they come on Saturday, we have to be reasonable. If this throws off your plans because you were supposed to be leaving town because you thought that the child was going to go with the other parent, and you had to take the child with you, then that could be a reason to deny the visit. But we have to just be reasonable. The court is going to look at the specifics of each situation and let you know what they think about that. So with this situation, if it happens all the time, then you can ask for a modification to change the pickup day to Saturday. I'm just throwing this out there if this one is a Friday pickup and they come on the next day. But if it's just every once in a while, then it wouldn't really be reasonable to even bring this up in court, to go back to court.
And I think Texas need to keep an eye on this, to keep it in restrictions, because I think a lot of these kids' mothers, they will leave the state of Texas just to be bitter, just to take it further.
This is true. I didn't think about this, about leaving the state thing, which is definitely possible. But hopefully other states start picking up this too, and then they're fucked either way.
State of Texas. So they need to find a way to make it that if this court order was in Texas, you can't run to another state just to be trying to get back or get around this law.
That would be a good
Because
provision.
women will try. I was just talking to one of my homeboys about this, and he said another reason why a lot of these states may be doing this is because the birth rate is declining and a lot of men are simply leaving the country.
Yep.
And congratulations to these men out
That's
there that
MGTOWs.
actually want to be
That's
fathers,
passport
that's
bros.
actually in the court fighting for their child, because no child should be used as a pawn in the game of life. $500, and I hope it go up, because it will stop a whole lot of madness. Okay, that's all I got for this one, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to go and check me out on my other channel.
Woo, shout out to our brother freaking dating right. This is awesome. I love news like this. This year has been a good year and a bad year in so many different ways. And laws wise for men, it's good. A lot of laws came up this year and are starting to get passed and starting to, be discussed amongst all the states and federally. So hopefully men get some of the changes that we need and want. So please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.